So what's up, guys? We're kind of almost in the middle of December now, and kind of getting ready to go into the new year and preparing for that. And um, I decided to make a video, and I'm titling this video "The Metric of Manhood." And one of the things I've come across in talking to a lot of fellow black men and guys who are consider themselves upwardly mobile and have what they consider something of value that they're uh, doing or promoting. Um, I'm starting to see that the metric of manhood is different. And it could just be me. But my metric of manhood and what I would respect as a man differs from a lot of black men. And I do think that this is a combination of the environment, and it is also a um, result of the normalized culture that the American black community currently exists in. Um, for me, I was raised in a two-parent household. Both my parents were uh, college educated educators, and they rose to their uh, respected levels in their respected fields. Both of them were administrators, and that was helpful for me coming up because I got a chance to see how to manage how management was done in the level of a administrator, how to delegate things, how to you know, do what we call verbal judo. Trying to um, get people to you know understand where you're coming from, as well as diffuse any potential situation that might come up. Learn a lot of that and use a lot of that today while I'm working in the emergency room and doing what I do. Um, but as I was growing up, and some of the things that were passed and shared along with some of my peers, which a lot of my peers were non-black, but the metric of manhood and the metric of being a man had a lot to do with some core values. And some of those core values did not have to be forced, or or they didn't have to have the threat of punishment behind them. It's kind of like I guess what I'm saying is something like in the old school days, uh, they used to say, well, let's just shake on it. Let's shake on it, and my word is good, or if I tell you if I'm going to do it, it's going to happen. That type of thing. There was an honor component to being a man, and your word actually did mean something. And in a lot of ways, today I still live that way right now. And I, you know, I feel real good about telling people things that I'm going to do, knowing that I have full intention that that's going to happen, and I try my best to come through on those things. As you can see on some of my videos, my previous videos, some of the things I've done, I've told you I was going to do in the community. Uh, they're slowly coming together. You just, go back and look at the videos and look at the videos I have today, and there you go. You know, because the example I want to set for myself as a man is one of not only just being honorable, but also having tangible outcomes that I can show you and show everyone that I actually accomplished. That is part of what I would consider to be included in the metric of manhood for me. And so I noticed that a lot of men have different metrics, and when you really talk to them, and a lot of the black men, if you really talk to them and kind of dive into what they're talking about, a lot of their manhood metrics are based on how women see them or how they feel women see them. Okay, it's not based on productivity or tangibles or outcomes. It's strictly based on feelings and how women have seen them in the past. So, in other words, like a guy who feels like he's a ladies' man, um, you know, without having to, do, uh, without having to spend any money, let's put it like that, without having to spend a dime, he feels like ladies just want to have his non-sexual attention, you know, uh, with them. All right. Well, that guy can feel like he's more of a man than a guy who's actually building or maintaining or actually, you know, servicing the community around you. So, what I've noticed is that the guy who, or the man who actually does the producing, the building, and even the maintaining around the community, he is not as much of a man as the ladies' man is. All right. He won't get the same respect as that ladies' man. All right. Um, and I'm speaking on this because as you can see on some of my videos, I am actually cleaning up the community, and I'm doing it in a way that I'm spending a lot of or investing a lot of my own money into properties there in the community and cleaning them up. But I'm in charge of who I'm going to allow to come back in that community or in that area. Okay. Um, but I noticed that that doesn't gain you any respect in the black community. No, it doesn't. Now, it doesn't bother me as much because I'm not doing it for the respect of the black community. Um, you know, for me, it's more of the accomplishment of, you had a challenge in front of you and you took the challenge and you successfully completed whatever it was you were trying to do. Um, I'm just that type of guy. I love challenges. I love problems. That people have problem solving, and I want to, take them head on and be like, okay, watch, I'm gonna show you how this is done. That's just kind of how I am. I've always been that way. Um, but the metric of manhood that would get my respect would be men who are producing plans, actually putting in action to those plans, and bringing those plans to fruition uh, in whatever shape or form it is, so that it services the ones around them, the community around them. That is how I see a patriarchal male. And, you know, I'm uh, one of these guys that's in a pretty good financial position. All right. Uh, I do generate a good income, but I also save and invest, and I'm not a real, crazy spending type of guy. I have a lot of little things that I, splurge on, but I'm not going to be a big spender. And so I put a lot of, uh, value on um, the things I've accomplished. But I noticed that a lot of men in the black community, they just do not want to acknowledge someone who's on a different metric of manhood and producing and manifesting things uh, that they either don't want to put the work in to do it, or they can't do it. So what they like to do is they will either try to themselves uh, sabotage the situation and say, "Oh, he's stupid. That's what he's doing is crazy. He's stupid," because they themselves do not want to do that work. Okay, they don't want it. They don't want to get involved in that kind of heavy lifting type of work, because, you know, that's not the metric of manhood they want to be seen through. See, um, but I noticed that every time you set out on a plan, as I've done, and you complete the plan successfully, here they come, looking for uh, either employment, or asking you, can they assist you, can they help you in some kind of way. But while you were actually executing the plan, they were nowhere to be found. You know, and so the metric of manhood that I see men through is, where is your work? You know, if you're going to show anything, I don't care about your car you drive. I don't care about your clothes you wear. Your appearance means nothing to me. It means nothing. For me, I respect men based on what you can show you've done that services your community. You know, when you all these college degrees, I got college degrees everywhere. My wall is full of them. Trust me. But at the end of the day, it is about how you take those college degrees, how you uh, take the productivity that you can do with those college degrees, and how you come back and use that in an intelligent manner that will not only empower you, but it also empowers the community. Okay, that's how I see the man should uh, utilize himself. Okay, it's not about going out there and getting the college degree, and as soon as you land a job, go get you a new car. Go get you a new Mercedes. You got it. Come back and ride around town. You got a new Mercedes and your job. Okay, great. And maybe this is a maturation thing. Maybe men, you have to mature into this type of thinking. But I want to be remembered, and I'm going to set the example of taking your productivity that you've gone to college and acquired, bringing it back to your community, implementing it in a way that empowers you, but through empowering you, it empowers your community. That's how I see a man, and that's how I respect the metric of manhood. That is what it should be. You know, um, there are a few things you can do that are really simple. The way I've seen, I mean, a lot of times buying property, being an owner of property. Sometimes these properties and these communities go for a little of nothing. The most of them, if I had to put a value on, the property that I've spent, I would say or excuse me, the property that I've acquired, I would say it's $100,000 or so, total. And I own quite a bit of the land of my community, but I'm also cleaning them up, getting ready to build on them, and I've already built on them. This is the metric of manhood that I respect. I don't respect a guy who wears a suit every now and then, or a guy who tells you he's a ladies' man and he can do all these things with women and all this. No, no, no. And there are high value men out here, and then there's the producer class of men. Now these guys are not going to be showing themselves off much. They're not going to be real flashy. They're the men who are there. You can see what they're actually doing, but they're not really visible. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but they're not going to be look at me type of guys, or they're not so much caught up into putting a spotlight on them. However, they are putting in work that you can see. So there is a separation between what appears to be a high value man and the producer class, the builder class. The builder class of black men are really a minority within a minority. There's not a lot of them. I say that because I haven't met a lot of them myself. I've met maybe 2 or 3 guys since I've started doing what I'm doing in my community that have kind of say, hey man, I've been taking note of what you got going on down there, man. What you got in mind, or what you planning on doing, and these guys are capable of doing some of the same moves. But yeah, I just kind of get turned off by a guy who comes in and says that his metric of manhood, or he starts talking about how he can sleep with this woman or sleep with that woman, or this woman he slept with, or whatever. And when you put him on the metric of productivity and what he's actually done to service his community, nothing. That's just the way I was brought up. I have a different metric of manhood. It's hard for me to respect a guy who prides himself on how many women he can sleep with, or how much access to women he has, versus what he can show he's actually done in his community. That's just me. So, anyways, I wanted to get that out. Say that, and got a couple other topics I'm going to talk about this coming up week as well. Give you an update on the clinic. I am going to make a video of them installing an X-ray machine, because I'm thinking that's going to be a big project. But that should be by the end of this month. They should be installing that and doing the electrical work. So I'm going to give you guys a video of that, show you that process and how it's done. And any guys that are doing something similar or have any aspirations of building something similar to that, just give me a call. I can definitely walk you through it. I've gone through the whole thing. So, but anyways, be careful out there. COVID-19 is real, and yeah, and I'm going to do a COVID-19 video. All right, and explain to you guys some of the things we're dealing with as ER doctors. So that's coming real soon. So, anyways, peace out.